Vibes, and you're listening to the Prophet Kwaku on the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show. Nubian Forum People's Talk Show.
If you can't hear, you must feel. Truth is always there.
Otepe, Itepe, Ineke, J.R. Senebe. Divine peace, long life, stability, and good health. To all you out there in the world. Big up yourself, African people. Yeah, me say wheel that back and come again. I want to hear this thing, you know. Hear what I say, you know. Al Campbell me I talk about, you know. That may say we have to listen to the wise words, you know, because, you know, words is very powerful. You know, see, a lot of people say, all we do is talk, you know, but if you don't talk, you know, nothing will get done. You can think something if you don't speak it and utter it and bring it into life, nothing will get done. You're in tune to the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show, live here on the Rock 926.com.
Too late will be your cry. You never listen to I and I.
Inside with the Prophet Kwaku. Make your people them know the Prophet is on ear. Fire for them. Wicked. Hear that. Big up to all those who out there do something constructive for our people, and I just think about themselves.
You've always wanted to be an indisciplined child.
Yeah, that. Big up to all those young youth them who are tuning into the show, who pay wise attention to what them parents advise them. I'm gonna try and mash up with you them, you know. The live link number, send in your text. Let me know if you're lock in and when you're lock in from. 07 539 695 245. 07 539 695 245. Nubian Forum People's Talk Show, live on the Rock 926.com. Yes, big up to Sir Crazy. Catch him black in the next fortnight. Right here from those of 2 until 5. Giving the best in Lovers Rock from the Caribbean island of Jamaica and the European island of Britain. 11 to 2. Catch the man himself, the Fat Larry. Bring the best in reggae, old-time reggae, and some old-time soul. Big up yourself, cuz. Excellent show this week. You have to invite me around, make me drink some of the soup or your daughter make, you know. You're in tune to Nubian Forum People's Talk Show, live here on the rock926.com. Inside with the Prophet Kwaku. Zero 7 5 3 9 695 245. Send your texts in. Let me know where I listen from. If it's from abroad, +44 before 7539. Yeah, that was crucial, Al Campbell. You in tune to Nubian Foreign People's Talk Show live here on the rock926.com inside with the Prophet Kwaku. And I have a fire show for you today, differently, I have a couple of things that I want to really kind of talk about. But the first thing that I want to do, the very, very first thing that I want to do is to pay homage to the ancestors. And we have a few ancestors still, we want to pay homage on it. Who move on, because them turn ancestors now, them gone. They move on, them gone on to the ancestors, See? And we want to send big dedication out to the Manning family for burial Eunice Manning, who passed away on the 3rd of May. See? And, no, sorry, my apologies. She passed away the 13th of January. See? And she was buried a few weeks ago, in February. I want to send dedication going out to the Stewart and Clark family. See? For the burial of them father, them brother, them uncle, them grandfather, them great-grandfather, them cousin, them friend, Clement Rye Stewart. See? And him passed away the 25th of February 2018. See? And then get buried in March. I want to send a dedication out to Gerald Simpson, affectionately known to his friends and family as Blacks. See? I want to send a dedication out to him. See? Rise up to yourself and rise up to your family. I want to send a dedication out to my family still. Of my young cousin Jude Gale, who visited the ancestors, untimely murdered in September of last year, but he was buried February this year. I want to send a dedication out to the Miller family. Our friend moved on, Pauline Miller. She moved on to the ancestors last week, Friday. Or was it Saturday? Our 9-night was last night, and as you heard Sir Crazy explain last night, I book him up down there last night, and boy, I book up some people I not see for years. I not see them. Pauline, seeing Blossom, big up on yourself, because a long time I not see you now. See, I don't know if you not tune in. Glenda, up there out in the country, old tight queen. Yeah, long time I not see some people. There's one thing about when you got them funeral, them sad, but them good in one sense, because you book up people you don't see for years. Donkey's years. And it's almost like these 9 nights is like a reunion, in a sense. Somebody said to me last night when a friend was speaking to a woman, she said, she's doing a good thing, because she's brought us all together, Kwaku. We ain't seen each other for years. And we probably wouldn't have made that effort. And it's like when you see them people you ain't seen for years, it's something move inside of you, Like kind of move inside of you. Like you're happy to see them. Even though it is a somber moment. So at this moment in time, why am I not going to do right now, We do a minute silence for them last night, Yeah, for Pauline. Both a little minute silence and thing. And I think that just to remember those that's gone. I'm going to do a roll call. One of the week I'm going to do a roll call. It's going to be a long roll call because I have no funeral me go. See? I'm going to do a roll call. All even for Ray. See? Another Stuart again to net back. Yeah, Ray, your mother. We give thanks and praises. We should move on to the ancestors as well. So there's enough of them that pass away. See? To the Folks family, them brother passed away. Him funeral was a couple of weeks ago as well. It was last week actually. And so you see, brothers and sisters, enough of we are move on to the ancestors them and things like that, We have to watch the food that we're eating. We have to exercise. You know what I mean? We have to exercise. We have to do some form of exercise, whatever it may be, even if it mean walking. You know, because enough we drop down a heart attack and high blood pressure, diabetes, and one bag of something. Me personally, me feel say them a poison way. That's my personal opinion. I feel that they are poisoning us via our DNA. Because so many of our people are passing away prematurely at very, very young ages. You know, 40, 30, 20, you know, in their 20s, in their teens. You know, we do have a lot of people being forced to meet their ancestors via murder and things like that. But if I was to tell you that more young black men are dying of suicide than they are of being stabbed on the streets, you would be shocked. But that is the national statistics. That there are more young black men committing suicide than there are black men killing black men in the street. And because we don't own the media, a lot of this information is withheld. And so we hear about the stabbing and thing because it makes us feel bad, innit? And it is bad. Don't get me wrong, it's bad that we are shoot and kill each other and all them something there. It is a bad thing. But there's a lot of good that our young people are doing. And I just want to rise up, you know, Gerald's bridging them, you know, Madge Old Tight, you know, Black's bridging them. And call him Nico Stacks. That's what he used to call himself, Nico Stacks. And they all had his logo on their jumper and their hoodie and thing like that, and look a motorbike man, them man ride and clear the parts so the horse and carriage can float from Brixton all the way up to Rowan Road, Streatham. And so, you know, I want to rise up them man and big them up for that and big up everybody. It was a beautiful funeral. It was a lovely day. It was slightly chilly, but it wasn't nothing that you could not bear. It wasn't as cold as it was when I went to some funerals a few months back. However, I'm going to do a 1 minute silence for all of those people them that we remember in the last few months that's moved on to their ancestors them. You know, we want to just rise them up, and where they've been moved on prematurely, we want justice to prevail and that the perpetrators are caught or fire reach them, whichever one. Yeah? But justice must prevail. And for those that sickness took them away, you know, we just give thanks that we even knew you. And so Pauline and the rest of you, you know, Pauline was a very beautiful woman. A very beautiful woman in spirit and in looks. And so she's gone on to the ancestors. You know what I mean? And, you know, sometime soon, not so soon, but in the future, we will travel and meet them. On the other side, in the other realm that we know nothing about, we vision about, we speak about. But we will all visit that realm at some point in our existence, in this universe. And so, at this moment now, we're going to do a minute silence for all of our people. Hotep. Otep. We'll give thanks to everybody who tune in and pay respect to the 1 minute silence. Big up to Bev, Barbara, Mommy and Glenn, all of them, Carl, up there in the Tartneet area, tuned in. See? Big up on yourself every time. You know? Listen for this show today, what we're going to discuss. And it will take us into different realms, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it will take us into different realms. Yeah, but today, yeah, I want to talk about black leadership in the African world. Yeah, Cheryl, big up yourself. I know you're tuning. See you yesterday. Rise up yourself every time. I want to talk about black leadership. What is the role of so-called black leadership? You know, I was listening to Dr. Abu's was it Dr. Abu's show the other day, or was it Sister Rise Up? One of them. It was Saturday, I think. I can't remember. I think it was Saturday actually. And a very interesting thing came out. A man rang up and he said, and he used the Bible as an analogy. Now, you know, I'm not no Christian. I don't follow them something there for historical reasons. Yeah, but for the point of this show, I will just repeat what I heard. You know, and the man said, and I thought it was a beautiful quote. So, you know, me not go say the quote because obviously some people listen to them don't listen to it, so them probably might assume that it's me come out with that quote. But it wasn't me that come out with that quote. The man said that Jesus, I'm going to quote him and then correct him. He said that Jesus fed 500 people. One man, him said nowadays you need 500 people for one pastor, to feed one pastor. And I thought that was so poetic, but in the Bible it says him feed the 5,000. That is only the correction I wanted to give him. Yeah. And that was so poetic. And then Dr. Abu made reference to leadership, and he said back in the day the leaders used to die for the people, but nowadays leaders want the people for dead for them. And you know, I wanted to marry those two things and take it into the situation that we find ourselves as a people in this town, because a situation's happened in Peckham Market, right? And Peckham Market is you have two markets in a Peckham, and it depends which way you approach it from on Rye Lane. If you approach it from Rye Lane from Peckham Road, yeah, then it's the first one you come to on your right hand side. If you approach it from Rye Lane, coming down from Rye Lane Park, you come down that way there, it will be the second market on your left. So you go past the McDonald's on your left. And in that market you have various businesses, and quite a few African businesses in there, selling African clothes. You got the herb man, maroon herbs. I sell all kind of different herbs, any kind of herb you want. Yeah, he sells it in there. You have ADE photographic services. Yeah, you have bird leg, have a little Rasta man thing in there. You have a white man, him have a cobbler in there. Yeah, and then you have a vegan restaurant in there where you call Jason, and then you have a couple of African wear shops where them make African clothes for you in there. You have man sell bag, shoes. You have a few look at things there in there, and you have a Caribbean takeaway in there and a little mini restaurant. And it's a young African woman that opened this thing, and I'll tell you a bit of story about this young woman. She used a small little cubicle and started her business, and then she expanded to the bigger part of the market, because the person that was using a coffee shop, and then I make the money, so him sell up and move out, and then she took it over. She's been there, I would presume, about 2, maybe 3 years. Built up the business quite successfully. And then the man them just come tell her, say, she have to leave. I'm gonna give the woman something about like a week, 3 week notice. Them have to move within 3 weeks. Them now renew them contract and them thing there. And a lot of people going there. And what I like about this particular Caribbean restaurant, the food is very good and it's reasonable. It's not expensive. You know what I mean? It's a very reasonable food shop. And it's Asians that own this building, this market, the modern actual market building. And them run our road. And it really, really resonated with me when I spoke with the woman and I said to her, so what are you going to do? She said, we don't know. We're trying to find somewhere, but we don't know. But the thing that got me is what she said the man said to her. That she's only catering for black people. She not cater for white people. Now this is Pakistanis. You hear them said to the woman, you know, she only like cater for white, black people, she not cater for black. The woman is selling African Caribbean food. Yeah? What you tell me, say white people don't eat African Caribbean food? Or what you think them eat when them go St. Lucia, Barbados and St. Kitts and all them places and Jamaica and all them places? What you think them eat down there? This is what they told her. Why them don't want? What they want her to sell egg and bacon and sausage? But you're probably saying, well, Kwaku, what's that got to do with leadership? Tell you what it's got to do with leadership. Because we are not an organized community. We don't have a structure that anytime we get attacked, that we can move to a body, that we can shut down places. And I don't mean, go mash up people's business. We can shut down places just by not going there. Just by even removing our businesses from there. We can shut down them places. We can make them maker of our contract. If we were organized. If we had proper leadership. Not these weak leaderships that I see all about the place. Them is the head of our kind of organization. And none of them ain't doing shit. Tell you that straight. Sorry about the extra bit language, but I just saw me feel. Them not do nothing. That include me. Where lead the people them down? As a white guy say, lead them down a Swanee, mate. Here we have a young African woman. A young woman. She's young, Young woman, and this no. I don't think she's in her late 30s. And it's ironic find them young girls that can cook food. You know what I mean? Because enough of them young girls you can't cook food. You got to run for them yard for food and all the is ping. And some microwave runnings are going about the place there. See, no seasoning and the food just dry them as gears and yam that. But because we got no leadership in our community, people can just run rough rock over us and just take the piss. Yeah. So what about when them Pakistani people open them little Gujarat restaurant and I sell them curry and all? Who them I sell it for? I know Indian food them I sell and other people can buy it. Black people buy it, white people buy it, brown people buy it, yellow people buy it. Our kind of group, especially in London. In London, most people, everybody eat everybody food. 1 minute you go on a chip shop, you buy like fish and chips. Next minute you go on a Chinese, or them go on a Indian, or them go on a Thai, or them go the African Caribbean shop, or them go get suro. Yeah, all kind of food on your London, and everybody on your McDonald's. You understand me? But it's because they don't want her to grow. They don't want to see her flourish. And this is how these people them are. We should have... these people came here after we came here. Or is it them own the market and we don't own an establishment like that? Or is it that we've been here from ever long? It's hundreds of years we there and just in the Windrush we come here now. We're there from the 16th century and before. Yeah? One of the emperor them of Rome was a man them called Septimus Severus. Him buried up in a York. He was a black man who was the emperor of Rome and ruled Rome from Yasso. So it's not the other day we as African people been in Britain. And we sit down here and we've allowed people to come behind us and we're running to them, begging them for a spot to open up a business, begging them for a spot so that we can play our music, begging them for a spot so that we can have our night, begging them for a spot so that we can have our wedding reception, begging them for a spot so that we can run our independent schools. We just are beg. And don't tell me there's no black people in this country that don't have no money. Black people bag of money in this country. Yeah? On a weekend, right? When you see the woman them gone, wherever them gone a Chinese man shop or Indian man shop and I do nails. Some of them nails are 30, 40 pound a time. Yeah? Them a do Brazilian weave and all kind of weave. Right? The weave costs 100 pound. Forget it done is another 150 pound. This is what they're doing. Every week man go in a barber shop and a cut hair. Go in a shop buying Louis Vuitton and I buy all these expensive things to the tune of millions. And we don't own a building that we can orchestrate and construct and do business. And if we do own buildings, it's churches. And the church ain't letting nobody come in there unless they're a Christian. And it's only for what them call church business. So what kind of leadership do we have? What kind of leadership have we got, people? And when I talked to the sister, I said to her, sister, you know what, you know upset me the most is that I feel helpless, like I can't help you. I don't know how to help you. So I forgot to talk about it on the radio. I make the people them know. And if you're listening to the show, right, she's in the market. If you come from Peckham Road and you walk up, it's on the road, you pass the Barclays Bank. Then you pass, I think it's one of them chemist place up on the right hand side there. And then you go in at the market there, so and you walk right down to there and bust a left. Pass the shoe man and you see her. And if you come from the other end, if you come from Nunhead Road end, out the end there, you come down it on your left hand side. You walk past Asda, walk past the car park, walk past some African shop along there, so boofum. Yeah? You go past a coolie man shop, boofum, one little ear shop on the corner there. Zay, underneath the bridge. Right? Zay past the Mac Dotty. Boofum and bust a left in the market and boofum and go on up there. Everybody go down there this week and go spend our money with her. And tell her, the prophet said no. And spend our money with her. And make them make enough money that them can find somewhere. The people them wicked, man. The people them wicked. But that's how they got us. And one of the things that I discovered, that they don't even have a consortium in there. Like what the mother say? A group where them organize as a committee. Because how you could be selling people business on a 1-year lease? That's rubbish. I never heard of that. Before we used to get leases 5 years or the minimum is 3. You're indoor market, you're not outdoors, you're indoors. People are setting roots and building up themselves. But you see these people, they don't like us. Indian people and Pakistani people, them don't like black people. I'm telling you that now if you don't know. Them like with money. And with money them like. The money where we spend with them. Them the people don't like we. And that is a religious thing. Yeah? Is them look a caste thing what them have. Yeah? Because I bet you most of them didn't realize. Yeah? There's a large African population in India that's been there for millenniums. Them call them the Dalits or the untouchables. Don't believe me, go and check it for yourself. Tens of thousands of them. Them all have some little islands in India there, where if you see them people there, you would believe them the people there are African people them, because them look exactly like we. But them lock off them island there, and the Indian government are try kill them off. Runoka Rashid do a nice good thing on it. Yeah? There's a book called African Presence in Asia, written by a man named called Runoka Rashidi, historian. These are things that our people know nothing about. So what is our leaders are doing? And then we had some man from some Tavistock Institute ringing up station talking about there was an incident last year. And this is what I'm talking about, leadership. There was an incident last year. We have the march last year. Now, as people know, the history of the African Emancipation, the Reparation March, started on the 1st of Messiah, the 1st of August, 2014. And was initiated by Rasta, who was going to have a march in, I think it was July, and His Imperial Majesty's Earthstrong. But a Rasta man by the name of Prophet Jabi said, why we just marching by ourselves, and what about the rest of the African community? We're supposed to move as a unit. I was commissioned to go to the other Pan-Africanist group them and talk to them, and came and talk them the time they met the Pan Galaxy. Right? And we all come together and we decide we're going to have it on the 1st of August. And it was a successful march. In fact, I think it was so successful, we never have no police presence. Them didn't know about it, but them never respect, them never know, say, so much of our people will come out. There was thousands of us. And catch them off guard. Yeah? And it was peaceful. March, got Parliament, and we'll march. We do a thing, and in petition, and we'll march, and we'll come back. And then decided that we're going to do it every year, because 100,000 signatures will look. But then there was a split on the second year, because others, namely RMUK, decided that they wanted to go in the park, and there was those of us who said no. We made a promise to each other that we're gonna do this every year. On March, come back, and some little split business going about the place there, and them end up going to the park, and we all march, and that was that. And then from this, the African Emancipation, the Reparation March Committee was created, right, to facilitate the people's march, because that's what the people them want. Yeah, and the march is not just about running down the 100 signatures. It's not just about us marching there. It's about us galvanizing different African organizations who's working independently throughout the year, doing works, reparation work, yeah, repertory work. And people assuming that repertory work is just marching. No, it's not just marching. It's what we do at our Saturday school. It's what the other Saturday school do. It's what people do in organizations where they're trying to help the black mental health. Yeah? Is people that's trying to stop our children from stabbing up each other and all them things, and all them other different community works that's being done by various African organizations in and around. It's about the Nabas trying to unify all the different Saturday schools up and down the country. So there's a lot of repairing work going on. We now just sit down and twiggle with finger them. And it's about us claiming that day as an international day of African recognition. And we now beg nobody for the day. We take that day there. And a boy just have to know a few day that. We must stop begging. So what happened is last year now, yeah, the Nation of Islam decided, the Nation of Islam, South London, I should say, Let me be very, very specific and correct. The Nation of Islam, South London, that's led by Minister Abdul Hakim Muhammad. Yeah? He was Hillary Muhammad before, but now his name is changed and he's now Abdul Hakim Muhammad. Alongside RM UK, they were going to have an event in the park the Saturday. So that was the Saturday after the march. And they was going to have a rally. And in that rally, you probably want to watch this about leadership, but you're going to see what I mean about leadership. And at that rally, they were going to streamline a message from Minister Louis Farrakhan. Live. They were going to live stream him, and he was going to do a live stream message to the people that day. Lambeth Council put a gagging order on him. Tell him he can't talk. Told him that they can't live stream Farrakhan and that no members of the nation can go there and speak. Now, this is a man who born and grew in a Brixton. Born, yeah. Born in Brixton, grew in a Brixton, yeah. And is a Brixton man. And was told that he couldn't speak in the town that he was born in. Him no come here from nowhere, you know. Him no come here when him a 5 or 9 or anything. And yes, so the brother born, you know. And then them tell him say, him can't. Anyway, he did not speak. And that left a bitter taste in a lot of us, including myself, because as far as I'm concerned, them can't tell me say me can't talk. Me no business. Me no care what them want say. Me a talk, and if them want lock me up for talk then. You understand me? Because you see, right now, you know, we're dealing with truth. And truth don't have no friend. Truth don't care what color you are. Truth don't care whether you're a batty man, lesbian, transgender, heterosexual, whether you're mad, seeing our. Truth don't business. Truth don't have no friend. And these people don't want to hear the truth. And so they come with all these little things to prevent the truth from emerging. But the truth is like a flower in a forest of trees that has been burnt. It must push through and come and flower. So the truth we are fling out, you know. So we don't feel nowhere. If a boy don't want to hear the truth, we are going to tell him and she. So to me, leadership there failed. Weak leadership, you know. And it echoes on what Dr. Abu said. That gone are the days when leaders went to jail for their people. They want their people to go to jail for them. I remember studying Malcolm X and Martin Luther King even, and I didn't really check for Martin Luther King's philosophy, but I respected him as a freedom fighter. And even he went jail. And he was a pastor. So where's the pastors them now? Where the preacher them they know who want to go jail? Where them there? Where them must stand up in the face of adversity and defending them people? Yeah? Because none of them don't follow Jesus. Because Jesus did the same. You know, when Jesus when the Roman they must come to arrest him, and Jesus turned to Peter and said to Peter, "Yo, Peter, hear me, I said to you. The boy them a come for me, you know. But me no want to do nothing, you know." And Peter say, "Yo, Jesus, you think we can left you there? Me have me things from them boy, you know, but don't know some of them Roman boy." And Jesus say, "Yo, man, you hear me, I said to you. Yeah, we have a bigger works for you for carry out, you know. Yeah, and all the go on, you know, Peter, me I tell you the truth, you know, nothing no go deny me in the night here, you know. When the boy them come for me, you know, but me don't know how it go, you know. You see me? But me I go take the lick for you know. And every year, or every preacher will preach out Jesus died for their sins. No, Jesus never died for my sins. Cause that's a whole another different scenario that I'm gonna probably go in 1 week. I know me him dead for, but him dead for them. But none of them not prepared for dead. For Jesus. Or Jesus and people. Hold on there. Otep caller, what's your name and where you calling from? Otep caller?
Yeah. Sorry, Prophet. It's how you doing, brother?
Oh, Paul, you call. Talk, Paul, and then when the ads them come in, call back again, and then yeah. But go on, you have a few minutes. You catch what me I say?
Yeah, definitely, brother. I haven't caught all of it, to be honest with you, but I caught you mentioned about leadership and leaders.
Yes.
So let me make a little interjection, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go.
You know, the problem. The statement Dr. Abu made is unfortunately true. But and the scenario you gave with the Nation of Islam in South London there is a very unfortunate one.
What I want to do, Paul, do me a favor. Just all your thought there, my brother. Just all your thought there, because it wasn't just that I need to add something to that to complete it. You see, yeah. There was a man that rang up, and you know the man as well, yeah. The man from the Tavistock Institute, yeah.
Yeah.
He rang up and said that he's a counsellor, I think he is, and he said that the National Council of Black Councillors or something like that, whatever he called it, I can't remember exactly, but he said they had a meeting, Labour councillors, Black councillors had a meeting, and they were upset at the fact that this brother had a gagging order on him. They never liked it, but we never knew about it. They never ever told us about it. Never came to us and told us that they had a meeting with their so-called hierarchy, complaining about the fact that a black man has been gagged from speaking, yeah, in his hometown when born and him grow. But this man and these councillors never ever made that privy to the community, the black community. And it's only because this conversation was going on the radio the other day that it came out. And when he was asked why, I know him can't give you an answer. So I just wanted to, so that's another leadership error, because they're councillors, isn't it? So they're supposed to be representative of, yes, their ward, but they're also supposed to be representative of the black community.
So, hold up a minute. Are you telling me that brother who rings the radio station, Ty, is a councillor?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying him say he's a councillor.
You said what? You mean councillor in the sense that he's in with the local authority and he's representing people? Is that what you're saying?
That's what he said. He said they had a meeting. Right? I don't know if Dr. Abu I listen, but if him I listen, him can verify. But I tell you what, Peter, the ad's gonna come on literally in about another 40 seconds. Yeah. So if you want to stay on the line, you can stay on the line, and then.
Well, when it comes in, I'll phone back. Phone back.
Yeah, phone back, yeah. All right, I'll take. Yeah, so there we
have
it.
Come off now?
Yeah, come off now, because the ad's going to come literally in seconds.
Yes, sir.
Easy. Yeah, so, brothers and sisters, the ad's going to come on, but this is what I'm talking about, leadership. Yeah, and there's more about leadership that I want to speak to you about. Yeah, there's more about leadership, but the ads are going to come in. I don't think I can start them. Them are coming. Normally...
More music.
By the gun.
Yes, my black.
You'll die by the gun.
Otep.
Survive, you'll surely be on the run.
Yes. This I wasn't gonna play no music, any, but when I name a piece of cucumber and them something there, you know. Boy, when you know nothing for you to know, a little piece of cucumber, you know, and bread, you know. Believe me, I tell you the truth, you know. Believe. It got a long way. Yeah. So, I was talking about leadership in the last thing Paul called up. I just want to go straight in it. And as I said before, I'm quoting a conversation I heard on Galaxy on, I think it was Saturday. Yeah. One of the quotes that I heard was a man ring up and say, why? People say Jesus did for them. Remember, Jesus feed the 500. One man feed 500. No, you need 500 people to feed one pastor. My correction for him, it was in the Bible, it says the 5,000. Yeah? And Dr. Abu came up and he made a statement that back in the day, leaders would go jail for the people. But nowadays, leaders want the people to go jail for them. And that's where we are at the moment. And I explained to you about a scenario that took place. last year first. Last year wasn't the first. It was, I think it was the 7th of August. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4? The 6th was a Saturday. Yeah. We then put a gag in order on Minister Hilary Abdul Hakim. Right? Same can't talk. And he did not speak. He was there, but he did not speak. And that showed from my point of view, other people might have a different opinion. But from my point of view, that showed a weakness in leadership. Yeah. There's nothing wrong in being afraid. Yeah, is what you do with that fear. And that showed me a weakness in leadership. But also, what came out of that conversation, there was a man talking that he was a councillor. And that black councillors had a meeting about this to their hierarchy. You know, MPs, and saying to them that, you know, they wasn't happy that this man was banned from speaking. You know, in the 21st century, you know, they might ban black people from speaking their mind and, you know, freedom of speech act and all that kind of thing. But we were not privy to that information until this week. And this man is supposed to be a councillor. So that's another segment of supposed leadership that is afraid to go. I mean, that is something that should have been brought up in Parliament. And Prime Minister question time. You understand? Where you lobby the MP, because a lot of the questions that when you watch Prime Minister question time on a Wednesday, those questions come out of the surgeries that those MPs have, that their constituents come to them and complain to them about. And say, listen, we need to talk, go on to Parliament and talk to the Prime Minister and make them know someone who love them something. Yeah? So who's speaking up for us as black people in this country? Descendants of the people them that was kidnapped. Because you see, let me tell you something, you know, enough of you black people out there assume that you have some right in Britain, you know. But you don't, what you don't seem to fail to in, around, circumference, radius, hectagon, triangle, parallelogram stand is that you are the descendants of people they took as stock. Yeah? You were cargo that they took and used and abused. That's where you descend from. And for those of you who think you came here straight from the motherland and that never happened to you, they colonized Africa from their time till now. And not only did they colonize the motherland, they colonized our minds. And a lot of the supposed leaders in Africa are leading us down in fact, they're leading us down the Thames, mate. Right? Because them not doing nothing for black people. Not even in Africa. Everything is about themselves. And this is why you hear me coin this phrase. I don't use the word education again. Because we got enough educated Africans. Worldwide. Ain't doing Jack Daniels for the benefit of African people. They're rolling in all these different skill bases, and all they're doing is propping up the people them that help to suppress us. Yes, we have a few Africated Africans. Omawali El Malik Shabazz was an Africated. He became an Africated African. Martin Luther King, even though I didn't agree with him, became an Africated African. Sojourner Truth was Africated. Queen Nzinga was Africated. These people were people that worked for the benefit for African people. Otep caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
Yes, it's me again, Prophet.
Yes, Brother Paul. So you catch the gist of when I say?
Yeah, man. But I didn't hear the program yesterday, but I know the so-called elder who rings in. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not.
I quoted you on that show there, you know.
Sorry?
I quoted you on that show. I call in.
Oh, yes.
It was yesterday.
Yes. Well, I've been listening to that elder for a little while, yeah, and you listen with an open ear. But when he one day he was explaining himself, because he always liked to qualify himself, give his qualifications as if to say he's up for a job interview. I've done this, I've done that, I've got that. And in that run, he claimed work for the Tavistock Institute. Well, I know most people don't even know what goes on in the Tavistock Institute. How I come to know is because I've done some advocacy work for some people in social services, like young people, where people get their children taken away, and usually when they get a report from a psychologist or so forth, you read down the qualifications, and some of them work for that institute, and it's caused me to look into that institute. To sum it up, if anybody wants to go online, if you go online and type in the Black People's Matrix, there's a brother who wrote a book called Franklin Jones, and he just tore it apart from the beginning of their concept, which is in World War II, to now. Right now, it's very deep how they work. That they set up companies where they employ local authority agents. They employ high-ranking people in local authority and other companies, and they so-called train them in management skills and so on and so forth. But there's a lot behind that, because the original institute was set up in World War II to do with mind control. That's what it was set up for. And that mandate has never ceased. All they've done is develop.
I know that. I think we'll do a whole show on that. One day we just from the beginning, and we'll take that. But I want to keep it on the leadership thing. But I was tighten quickly. Remember, but
I was surprised because I've never heard no one claim to be part of that. And then it made me start following him a bit more intensively. And I when he rings up, to me, he always seems to be wanting to divert the conversation. And I'm surprised because all the time I've never heard him say he's a counsellor. So if he said that yesterday, that's a shock to me. You know what I mean? Because in actual fact, I can't remember. I remember him giving his profession before, and he said he had a friend who was a counsellor or involved in politics, an MP or a counsellor. I remember him saying that a few times. So it is a bit of a surprise.
But let's keep it on the leadership thing, because it's the leadership thing I want to address. The fact that the leadership within the African world community is weak.
Well, you see, I mean, I could agree with you there, brother. I could agree with you there. It's weak, but like I said, you asked me to tie it in, and it's bigger than. It's not as simple. I don't think it's as simple as being weak. I don't think it's as simple as being weak, because coming back to this institute, they go around the world and subjugate leaders. That's their job, is to control leaders. Most of these people in government are under their control. You talked about the Nation of Islam. Obviously the leader here is not the person we see here in the UK. It's Farrakhan is the leader. That's what they take the orders, and that was the reason why they got the gagging order, really. Because I was initially there when they first started at Wembley Stadium, when Farrakhan was supposed to appear at Wembley Stadium a few years back, and that's where it started. And since then it's been going on. They don't want Farrakhan here. He's not allowed to come here. So they took it a step further in the park, because his representative were going to hear him live, and that was the real reason. It's Farrakhan they don't want to hear. So yeah, all right, you can say weak, but the reality of it is these people are under control, and they just demonstrated their power and control. That's how I see it. They're demonstrating how much power they have. And then we got to speak about, which we're not mentioning, where is this coming from? And it's the Jewish lobby it's coming from, because they're the ones who don't want Farrakhan to talk. It's the Zionist lobby, AIPAC, and then they're represented here. That's who it's coming from. So at the end of the day, yeah, weak, but they're under it, brother. And a lot of them people is under it. And that brother Tal who phones up, like I'm saying, he under it too. He always phone up diverting the conversation, you know what I mean? And it's purpose. It's purpose.
So let me put a question to you. Yeah, just for the benefit of the listeners. 07539695245. You can send in your texts and let me know that you're tuned in. And if you want make any comments, I will read out those texts. 07539695245. So what we're going to do about the leadership? How do you think then, Paul, we can get over this weak leadership that we tend to have worldwide, really, because they never seem to be working in the favor of the African. They're always working in the favor of the opposition. I'll give you an example. In the island of Jamaica now, Chinese people are allowed to come to Jamaica. They're allowed to open up a business and don't pay no tax to the Jamaican government for 5 years. Yet the people that live and born and grow there, the majority of the people that live and born and grow there, can't get that facility. So this is another scenario of leadership selling their people them down the Swanee again. They're also gonna introduce footprinting, fingerprinting, bioprint, all kind of printing them a print for security reasons, and all of that data will be held in the United States, not on the island of Jamaica, but in the United States. Leadership there going wrong again.
You see, the question you asked is how do we get over it? But from my point of view, okay, information is knowledge and knowledge is power. Now, if you're ignorant of a circumstances, you're going to get caught out all the while. Now, most of these people coming in, and I don't call them leaders. They're not my leader. A leader is someone you follow, and I'm not following them because I know who they are. And who are they? Look at Jamaica, for instance. You talk about Jamaica. You know how many Masonic? When I was in Mandeville, I saw, and I've not even seen it in this country, a building next to a church with a big Freemasonry sign on that building. I haven't even seen that in this country. The big temple down Chancery Lane, they don't even have their symbols outside it. But yet in Jamaica, I saw that blatantly. Yeah, that's the reality we're facing. So in Jamaica, most of the leaders are Freemasons and pastors. That's what you're facing. They're not working on your behalf, brother. Come on, man. They're working first. If you're Freemason, you work on behalf of the fraternity first. Simple. I mean, come off it, man. It could even be in your family, but it could even be a member of your family. They're not working for you or your family. They're working for the fraternity. And most of them is in the government is working for that team, but they're not working for the people. Now, people need to wake up. It's all right on the information. That's what upsets me, man. They've got these smartphones. The information's there, but they're not really assimilating the information. They're just taking it for some joke business. Most of these leaders are working for the fraternity.
Yeah, Paul, all right then. Okay, I hear that.
So that's the problem. They're not working on your behalf. As simple as that.
Yeah, but I'm saying to you, I'm asking you a question now, beloved. I'm asking you a question. How then do we orchestrate and organize ourselves to create the leaders in the future that will work for the benefit of our people?
Well, how you do it is you are an example of how you do it. Yeah, you take the children from they're young and you educate them instead of indoctrinate them, instead of sending them into these institutions for them to be indoctrinated. You yourself, as a person, have to educate your children. Right? You have to take command of that. In your own schools, we all know that, but we haven't got it. But you are an example of that. You are attempting to educate the children from an African-centered point of view.
I'm attempting to Africate the children.
Africate the children.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm involved in. I'm not involved in educating.
Well, Africate is a more specific terminology, right? And that's what we need to do. So you ask me, and that is all we need to do. We need to recognize the importance of that. Because if we were putting them in these institutions, by the time they left university, their minds are no longer Africated, as you put it. Their minds are indoctrinated, bro. They're looking to work for the same people who've had their ancestors in chains around their foot and neck. They're going to be collaborators, and simple as that. No matter how you look at it, they're going to be collaborators. And you can't win a war if you're working for the enemy. It's impossible, right? So You know, you're an example.
Some would say, Paul, that we're not at war.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If there's a saying, right, and I'm not a religious person, but there's a saying that they say that the biggest trick the devil ever played is making you believe that he didn't exist, right? And it's the same. If you think you're not at war, then you're going to be the biggest victim, you know, and that's it. Because most of the war which is going on is psychological. It's a mind game. It's to control your mind and thoughts and your behavior so that you end up working against your own interests. And majority of people now are working against their own interests. What they're getting is, you know, the same things when they came to Africa. They brought trinkets and they brought little fancy goods. You know, it's the same thing now. They give you little trinkets and little fancy goods. You know, you get a little yard, you get a little to make you feel comfortable. But the reality of it is, they're stealing away your nation. They're stealing away your land.
You know, you said something, P. I've heard this saying many years. You know, of my time on this planet, and in my studies and things like that. And I've heard this saying. They came with their little trinkets and we bought it. I don't adhere to that philosophy, because when you study the present day European, when he came to West Africa, and you read what they said they saw, no trinkets them come with, Africans would have wanted, because they had it all already. So that trinkets thing there, I just want to debunk that statement there forever. Burn that and dash it where. When them come to Africa, and the west coast of Africa, and them book up Africans down there, remember say, you know, you'd have Timbuktu and all in place there. Yeah? You had 3 major empires on the west coast of Africa, you know. Even in a few them time there, Mansa Musa. Right? Who them says is the richest man in history. In the history of the planet, he made the richest man. So them say. Yeah? So when them, what trinkets them could have for we when them come there? Nah, man. When them come with deceive. The biggest weapon them have is deceivership. You know, them come like them is a friend. Right now, look, you know, I'm a Star Trek man. Yeah, and I was watching one new Star Trek thing. What date here, right? And them are go to war with the Klingon. And the Klingon now is trying to unify the 24 houses of the Klingon Empire, so them can take on the Federation. And the Klingon who are trying to unify them is a black Klingon. I mean black, him black like tar. Right? And him thing is this. Him say, you see the Federation when them come? Watch them word. Them gonna come and tell you, we come in peace. Is them favorite word. So when them line up now in a space, they now are ready for war now. And them, the Federation open a signal, the Federation come and chat. And they say, yeah, we're the Federation, blah, blah. Yeah, the Klingon man say, wait for it, see to come. Them say, the Federation say, we come in peace. And as them say that, the Klingon fire upon them. You understand? Because they learn. Because this is how they come to us. We come in peace. But them come for take peace. And then end up take the whole light. You understand me I say? So I don't adhere to that trinket thing, but I ran off on a tangent and I shouldn't have done that. I need to keep it.
No, that's cool. That's cool. But you're asking about leadership, right? Yeah. I'm saying that the leadership has to come from the grassroots. You have to raise the leaders. No one should tell you who the leader is. You're not my leader. You're only my leader if I follow you. If I don't follow you, you're not my leader. So I don't know where, you know, you can give yourself, a dog can give itself a name as a cat, but it ain't going to start meowing. It don't matter. The only time you become my leader is when I follow you and I start taking instructions from you and I start looking up to you. But until that point, you're not my leader. Your main leader, people might call you that. They might call you chief. They might call you captain. They might call you whatever they want to call you. They can call you dog. But I'm not going to follow you because you're not my leader until I'm ready to make you my leader. And that's how it works. And unfortunately, many of us ain't got our own mind. I hear people talking about, oh, he's the leader. Who is he the leader? Who's following him? You're following him, but I'm not following him, so he's not my leader.
Yeah, but 1 second.
So the leader has to come from the grassroots.
Yeah, but 1 second.
The leader has to...
1 second, Brother P. whether you and I want to accept it or not, there are quite a few leaderships in our community. Yeah, we have a whole host of leadership that run churches. Yeah, to the tune of thousands. And we're not talking no one thing. We're talking thousands of people. You understand me? I say, right? We have leadership. We have that type of leadership. Whether you and I want to accept it, those leadership, they exist, and people follow them and listen on their every womb, whatever them say. The pastor said this week, and the pastor said that this week, and all them something there, and them live on what the pastor said. You see me? I say, so we can't go and like say that don't really exist. You understand? Because it does, brother.
You cut out. I can't hear you at all.
Yeah, what I'm saying is we can't go on. Hello? Like, you can't hear me? Can you hear me, Paul?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
What I was saying is that whether you and I want to accept it or not, we have a variety of leaderships within our community. Yeah, right. We have a variety of leaderships in our community, right? And those leadership can span from people who are running small community organizations, to people who are running small churches, to big churches, to people who's running small mosques, big mosque, or people who run schools, or whatever the case may be. We have leaderships of various sorts. People who say they are MPs who look like us, but don't work on behalf of us. People who say they are councillors who look like us, but don't work on behalf of us. People, you could say people who are within the police force, people who are within the social, the social working society, like, for example, probation officers and social workers. These are all kind of leadership roles. But how do they work for the benefit of our people? Do you follow what I'm saying? And that's the point I'm making. Because, for example, you didn't catch it at the beginning of the show, but there's a sister that has a Caribbean restaurant in Peckham Market. And this sister started from a small cubicle, and then she expanded. And it's doing quite well. And then the people them come tell her they want the spot now, and she has to leave. And they've only given her 3 weeks. Right? And now this sister is a young sister. She named nowhere near 40. Young girl doing her thing, and quite successful as well. But the people them who own the building tell her, so she's not catering for white people. The people who own the building are Pakistanis. Right? And told her she ain't catering for white people. She's cooking Caribbean food. It doesn't matter who, white people eat Caribbean food. Yeah? Just like brown, yellow, blue, yam, fish and chips.
Yeah, that's right.
You open a fish and chip shop to sell fish and chips. You don't care by your fish and chips. You just want to sell fish and chips. Yeah?
No.
You understand? Right. When you open a food shop, you open a food shop to provide the blend of food that you're selling. Now, what I'm saying, because we got no leadership in our community, no constructive leadership, these people can turn around and anger a young African woman like that, who has a child, that she's trying to do her own business, to mind her child and things like that, and pay her bills. They can just come and take liberties with her. Yeah? And we can't do nothing about it. Why? Right. Because the leadership that we have is weak. Something like that should resonate right through the black community, and we should all be going down there. Even one day you just have thousands of black people. What do you mean you're locking her down? We're going to lock down this place. Nobody now come in here and buy nothing. But we don't have that. You follow what I'm saying to you? Yeah? And so what I'm saying is, we've been in this country, right, from the time the Romans come in. Even before the Romans were there, we there. Right? And we don't own a building of that magnitude that we can have businesses in there. That's what's happened to our leadership.
When I hear that, I think I can count on my hand, 2 hands. I know there are buildings here. When I keep hearing this, and I know people with these buildings, so I don't know where we're coming from. We don't have these, because we do.
Well, where are these buildings? Tell me.
In actual fact, let me explain that. I actually spoke to a man who I knew, and I was looking for, he's a friend of my dad, who I knew I had a building, yeah? And when I spoke to him, he's in the church stuff, and he's telling me he's been called to, because what's happening, a lot of these people with these buildings, these coming of age, and the estate agents and these property developers are trying to take, trying to undercut them and take the buildings. So these things are there. They are, bruv, trust me. And I've always known that. But the truth of it is, it just comes down to the same thing, bruv. We just do not work together, and that's the point. We don't work together. The buildings are there.
So where? Tell me where one of them building big like that kind of all up a different market style and all them something there. Where that there?
Yeah, man, they're there, man. They're there. Trust me, they are.
No. I don't want to trust you. I want you to tell me the truth. Tell me where them there. That's what we want to wait there.
No, I can give you a study of it, right? They're there. Trust me, they're there. You know, they are there. And like I said, I spoke to a man. I know he's got buildings all over the place. It's not for me to tell people he's private business, but I know they're there. Just take that and say they're there.
So
and I keep hearing this argument.
No, but Paul, one second. What is he doing with the building?
Trust me.
No, but what is he doing with the building? What is he doing with the building?
Well, they're put out for commercial purposes, yeah? They're rented to people. We can not stop saying they're not, because they are there. But we as a people, Kwaku, we don't work together. We just don't work together. You know what I'm saying? I went to have a meeting.
I just got a text. I just got a text. Paul says, "Prophet, free up the line." You know what I mean? So I got to give you another 2 minutes, yeah, because we're soon done. But go on.
Yeah, trust me, quickly, he's there, man. I had a meeting with a man. I'm telling you the truth, and because I know he had buildings, and when I hadn't seen him for a long time. He was a friend of my dad. My dad's a businessman. He's a businessman, and when I spoke to him, he started telling me that he kind of semi-retired, and the church people have asked him to come back and help because they know he's a property developer basically, and they're saying that they've called him because what's happening is that these are getting on now and they own buildings like churches and stuff, and these planners are trying to take over the buildings. So he's telling me what he's trying to do. So I'm saying to him about why don't he open up these places for schools and all the rest of it, and he says yeah, and the only thing he could say to me, they're of a different age. You understand? That's all he could say to me. And I put all the things he said to me. Why? I know you got buildings and whatever, and I know what you do. Right? You're my dad's friend and whatever. So why isn't these things happening?
The buildings, what you have, all right, you can't tell me the man's business. What side of London are these buildings? Are they in south, west?
Well, I know. The place I know is south. We've got East London. East London, South London, they're the ones I'm familiar with. But I know he's a property developer, man. I mean, and there's many ideas.
That answer what I said earlier, Paul. Yeah, you answer exactly what I said earlier. Because what I said earlier is that nobody can come to me and say black people don't have money in this country. Yeah,
no, I totally agree with you.
Them have it. But what it is, them not using that money or that skill, whatever it is them have, for the benefit of the community, to build something that we can say we're here.
And that should be the narrative, Kwaku. This should be the narrative. We should stop saying we ain't got, because there are buildings, brother. And man don't even want to look. I see man behave my people are business people. I see business people behave the same way at the low level. It's like we don't want to talk. We don't want to say what we got. And I see people go and leave them, right, and dead, and they're left dead, bruv. This is what's happening. This is the madness.
All right, but I feel lick you now because it's coming up to 1:45 now, and me get a text Prophet, free up the line. So me don't know who want to call in, or they might not call in. I don't know, but me get a text.
Let them cool, man. All right, brother. You just keep up the good work, man.
We'll give thanks here every time, yeah.
Yeah, respect.
All right, okay. Oh, I just got a text from South Africa. And big up to brother Sabella out in South Africa. Say, Ote Prophet Kwaku, Sabella here from Azania. For as long as our leaders are chosen and endorsed for us by our enemies, they can never serve the people's interests. They serve their masters to protect the system and themselves. The way to get the leadership that we want is when we determine what goes into our children's mind. An African-centered Africation program aimed at cultural and spiritual awareness rooted in the people is what the young leaders need. Just sent via SMS as well. Right. So give thanks to that brother Sabella. He's listening to us online down there in Azania. It would be nice if you could have give a little ring and tell us what's happening in Azania. 0 plus 440 no plus 447 695 245 07539 695 245. You're into the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show live here on the Rock 926.com. Remember, West Norwood Feast is back again, first Sunday of every month, starting Sunday the 1st of April. Check that out. I don't have no times or anything on there, so I can't read it any more than what's on there. Big up to management, all in the corner, big up on yourself. Fire for blaze in the place. Go on, profit. Alright. Yeah, well, you see, the thing about it is this, Got a couple more texts here. Okay, I read that one already. This one says, greetings, have you heard of the trade deal 44 African countries have signed it? Nigeria hasn't. They're still consulting. No, I have not heard of that trade deal, and if you know any more about it, it would be good for you to call and let us know who the trade deal is. Is it a trade deal between African countries, or is it a trade deal with China? You know what I mean? Because that's a new little parasite we're running Africa, thief out all of the resources. You're in tune to Nubian Forum People's Talk Show live here on rock926.com. Brother just said something interesting, that he knows a businessman that has buildings. South London, East London, I think he said North London or West London, one of them. But we don't have access to these buildings. Why we can't get a building like that, like a building what they have in that Picker Market? We get a building. Now why can't we just buy the building off them and run out their reggae? Because this is liberties. And this is what I'm talking about where the leadership thing is concerned. People are afraid. There's nothing wrong in being afraid. It's a natural human instinct. But it's what you do with that fear. It's what you do with it. You can't stand for nothing. Because remember, once you have children, the old dynamics of your life changes. Or once you have nieces and nephews and godchildren and things like that. The old dynamics of your life change because you're responsible for their future. And what you do now will determine what happens in their future. And there's a lot of things that's going on in our community. Yeah, if I can call it that, to tell you the truth. But there's a lot of things going on in our community that's impeding us from moving to the next stage. There's no intergenerational wealth. We're struggling. Me I struggle, me youth I struggle, then for them have them youth and them youth I struggle. Me I work and I pay bills, and then my youth them come with them work and them I pay bills. Nobody now really enjoy life. You follow me? And we think that enjoying life is hiring, higher purchase car. And I pay like £500-600 a month for a car. Just for driving a car because it's nice and it's pretty. Nobody now say you can't like nice thing, but 2 years down the road, what you're paying for that car, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. But this is what we do. And this is how they got us psychologically controlled. Sometimes, when you see certain of these Europeans driving certain cars, they don't own them, They lease them. And when them done, them just get back and them lease another one. Them not keep it. But we think they own it. I'm telling you right now, there is a connection between parking and new cars. There's a connection between emissions and new cars. Because the car industry, the second-hand car industry is a lot better than the first-hand car industry. Guy, you can get good car. We make what date 3, 4, 5 years ago, and you don't have to pay no per month. A car where a man pay 100,000 for. A car where a man pay 30,000-40,000 for. In 5 years, 6 years, you can pay $6,000 for it. And that's the truth. Or 5 grand, or 3 grand. It would depends. This is how they got our minds twitching and fooling us. So leadership, you know, if even, and I know Christians listens to this show, yeah? A lot of Christians listen to this show. And if Christianity is your thing, then that's your thing, yeah? But I'm going to tell you this. Study the revolution via Christianity. Because your Christ, who you say you follow, was a revolutionary. That's the impression I get of when I read about this individual that people say they follow, called Jesus. Jesus was a bad man. And he was a bad man for the Romans them. Yeah? I remember saying, no, Jesus won people them, the Jew them give him up, you know. Because them the jealous of him. Remember when Jesus come in and licked down the temple and said, what kind of leadership this man, you know, we're supposed to worship God and I help the people them there, and I just a bag of money I go on in the temple and him lick down the temple. The man them look at him like, wait, what this brother? This brother are mad. Him not say, money I make ya. But you listen to your pastors, most of them will talk about money. And your financial this, and you know, bring some financial wellness in your life. Everything is around that. Nothing is around spirituality. About your spiritual growth. About what you can do to assist your fellow human being. Yeah? And you lot claim that you're following the man Jesus. And as I said earlier, when Jesus turned to Peter and said, Peter, you're going to betray me, you know, you're going to deny me, you know, my youth. Peter, oh man, you're mad, Jesus, man, you know, sir, man, you're man, you know. Man, you're dog, you know, Jesus. Me there for you, you know. Oh, how we are deal with? Say if them, hey, you know, see me have my things. The Roman boy, them come, oh, Jesus, man, liquid boy, you know. Jesus say, alright, go on. Me know, so you know, say nothing. Come when the Roman them come. But me forgive you still, man, I forgive you from now, because I know. But me have a bigger job for you, Peter. Remember me say that, you know, I'm going to build the church for you, you know, my youth. Oh, and make you go through, you know, because, oh, my father, wait for me. Yeah. But who's doing that now? Who's doing that? What kind of leadership is that? And that's in the church. And we have leadership in the mosque. And all them are lead if you turn Arab and wear frock. And long beard like goat. Yeah. This is what's going on. Nobody wants to deal with the true essence of who they are as African people. Nobody wants to deal with the truth of who you are, what you are, and where you came from. Because you came from somewhere. Yeah? You didn't just turn up in Britain like that. It never happened like that. You're a victim of situation, circumstances, and events in history. Never forget that. And all of you who have young black children, tell them the truth about your life. Because that's leadership. Being a parent is leadership. That's the first leaders your children are going to witness. And so you need to lead them properly. Your children will respect you when you told them the stories and you told them the truth about what happened and how you arrive here. Don't make your children believe, say, like, I said, boy, boom, just because now you're a couple of white people's friend and all them think that everything is nice. Nah, tell them the truth about how this thing here run. So that when they run in these institutions and reach a glass ceiling, they done know it already. I said, boy, I done know already, you know, because my mum and my dad show me, my uncle, my aunt show me, my godfather, my godmother show me, my big cousin show me. Because we got a wrong type of leadership going on in our community. We got some young men leading other young men to sell drugs, leading other young men to take guns, leading other young men to war against other young men, leading young girls to not respect themselves. You understand me? This leadership thing is not just a, you know, what you assume it is, like Labour leader and Conservative. No. There's leadership of all sorts in every single sphere of our lives. You understand me? So as a parent and as one who, you know, there's an African proverb. It says, those who have knowledge, it's their duty to teach. 26 years I've been involved with a group of people where we've been Africating our children. And I've seen and witnessed that if you have your children for that length of time, even just on a Saturday, you can put things in them that will save them within the system that we live. And I make no apologies. Our school ain't for white people, it ain't for Indians, and it ain't for Chinese. It's for African people. Period. And we make no apology about that. Otep caller, what's your name? Willie calling from? You literally got 5 minutes.
Yes, greetings, Prophet. As I, man, I won't keep you long. I'm calling from over by Ivory there. The deal is called the African Union Free Trade Deal. It was signed by 44 countries in Rwanda. I think it's the Kenyan president who was kind of chairing it or something like that. But yeah, Nigeria, they're still looking into it for reasons of their own, whatever. So. Yeah, that was that.
And what does a trade? Have you got any information? I'm going to do a bit of research and come back next week with that. But I'll find out about that in the week. But do you have any kind of inclination of what that trade deal is about and what countries?
Yeah, it's trading within. It's to make trade because as you know, right? Mm-hmm. They were saying if you buy maybe say flowers. If you buy flowers in Kenya sells not flowers, for instance, right? But the flowers come back to Africa via Sweden or somewhere like that. So what they're saying is, most of the stuff that Africa makes is raw materials, but they haven't got the processing to do it. So it goes to all these European countries, they make their money and they sell it back to Africa. Mm-hmm. So what they're trying to do is making trading easier, so border deals and all this kind of stuff and going across trade.
There's 10 countries that ain't signed it, innit? Because there's 54 countries in Africa. Yeah.
There's 10 countries, but the main one they're saying, because Nigeria is one of the big ones. I'm saying so. They noticed that one the most, but it's not because they don't like it, but they're consulting their businesses and all this. They probably have to consult them what they call them oligarch and all them kind of man. I mean, but yeah, second, I won't keep you long, Prophet. Yeah, the next thing you was talking about this Jesus fellow. Yeah, I'm a student of history, and I was looking at this the other day, and I can't find no actually documented evidence of this fellow. Our Baba Renoko, he posted a coin. They got a coin, a Roman coin of Jesus, yeah. But when you look into, Pontius Pilate and all these, I mean, the only thing you find is biblical evidence. When you can trace.
All right. Look. One second. Sorry to cut you, beloved. I do apologize. Yeah. For the benefit of some people who's listening, we need to give correct definition. The person that we're actually talking about is a person called Yeshua. Yeah, because there's no J in Hebrew. You understand? So Jesus never exists. That's the interpretation of the Greek Yesos. Yeah, where they say the Greek the Romans Yesos Christos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's Yeshua we're talking about. There is some information about a man called Yeshua ben Bendera. Yeah, who he was a carpenter, and he went to Palestine, and he died at a young age.
Okay.
Yeah, but we do know about the Nicaea Conference of Bishops in 325 AD, 325 AD, where Constantine, who was the head of the church at the time, who created the church at the time, they sat down in the Nicaean Conference of Bishops, where they decided what books would go into the Bible, and they decided the Bible story. And I think it was Bishop Maurice disagreed with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bishop Maurice was an African bishop.
Yeah. That's correct. Yeah. So I just wanted to focus on that, because if people it's faith and belief what they do. Because all my mother's ever into it, but she used it not to talk about issues. So she would say, the Lord will solve everything. You know what I mean? And not really deal with the issue. So they use it as a crutch. But that's my own family included. So
what I was doing, I wasn't looking to denigrate their religion, because I can do that scholarship wise when I got more time. But the point I was trying to say is that particular individual was a leader. whether it's a fictional leader or it's a real leader, was a leader who stood up and gave their life for the benefit to save their people. Yet the people that claim to follow that individual do not do that. They do not make those type of sacrifices. And the only people that I can look at that was people like Nat Turner, Denmark Vesey. These are all people that was said they were Christians. Even Bookman Dutti, who paraded as a pastor, and Martin Luther King. These are people that were Christians, but they saw injustice, and like the person they claim they follow, they went out there and faced it head on, and got locked up. That's why Roosevelt did that for Martin Luther King, and Tim said, "Yo, brother,
that's a great point, because Jesus was the
he was a revolutionary."
Revolution of the time. So if he was against, he would be standing up for the poor people against the Roman Empire.
No,
if he was alive today,
he was against injustice. He wasn't against people who was wealthy. He was against injustice.
Justice.
So
if he was alive today, he would be standing up against man like Trump and all them people going in helping poor people who not getting their rights. So he'd be a warrior today. So some of these people who are quivering and don't want to stand up and say nothing. I take the point. Anyway, I don't want to keep you long on that, Prophet. I just called up about that. But also, could you give the bank details of your school? I
haven't got them at hand at the moment, but I'll tell you what. I promise I will do that next week.
Okay, you haven't got a number I can contact or anything like that now.
But I'm gonna. Just call me back after the show. Call me back after the show.
All right.
Call me back after the show.
All right, bless.
All right. I'll tell you.
Bless.
Yeah, you're in tune to the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show, and we've got a minute left. The show done now, and me just a warm up. You know what I mean? The ads name out a good proportion of the show. But listen, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Remember, support an African organization. Stay strong. Support the African Emancipation Day Reparations March on reparationsmarch.org. Yeah. Just go on that www.reparationsmarch.org and you can see all the information for the march and things like that. You've been in tune to the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show live here with the OnTheRock926.com inside with the Prophet.
Bringing you
so much more.
The best mix of music throughout your day. This